So why would you need to work with an EFT practitioner if there's videos on YouTube and you have apps like the tapping solution? That is a fantastic question that, you know what, even I didn't really understand the answer to until I got certified in EFT. So, hi, my name is Andrea Hunt and I'm an EFT empowerment coach. I blend transformational coaching with the power of EFT tapping to help you have better well-being, less stress, and also help you feel empowered and confident and show up as the person that you want to be in life. So back 12 years ago when I found EFT tapping, I was doing my master's program and I had 3 finals one week. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I tend to be somebody with a lot of energy and I could not channel it in the correct way. I couldn't focus. I was an absolute mess of panic and fear and being stuck. Okay, so I ended up Googling, fear and panic, and I found Brad Yates's video, Fear and Panic, right now. And I started doing it. And this is like how I found EFT tapping because, 20 minutes later, I was already calmer. And I just kind of kept doing it until I got to a place where I felt calm and focused and I could actually study, which is what I should have been doing the whole time. But it wasn't until around 2020 when I decided to start my coaching business in the first place. I had gotten certified already. And all of these little fears started coming up exactly the moment where I needed to get outside of my comfort zone. I needed to have my social media channels. I needed to be able to, pitch my services and tell people about how I could help them. And I was scared. I was terrified. I didn't feel comfortable with, public speaking or being on podcasts or anything like that, or putting myself out there. And this is when I decided that I could really help more people if I could get certified in EFT tapping. Because I would be in my coaching sessions and I would think to myself, I know that if I were able to use tapping on this person would be able to release that fear, release that resistance, and just do it, So as I started getting certified, I realized that there's so many more things that you can use EFT tapping for. Even though in a therapy session or a clinical environment, they can use it for PTSD and phobias and traumas and, very severe mental disturbances or anything like that. But what I found was so powerful is that you can build up confidence like a muscle, bit by bit. So you feel the fear, you can use the EFT tapping to calm yourself down. When you're working with a practitioner, you can figure out what is the fear you have. Where did you get it? Was this something that, your dad said to you when you were, a little kid, and that you've just have ingrained in your brain ever since then, so that every time you try to take a positive step forward and get outside of your comfort zone and be brave, you self-sabotage. You don't feel good enough. Maybe you feel like an imposter. Maybe you've been taught, from your parents that you had to be perfect. You had to get, straight A grades or whatever, so that when you want to do something, you just cuck yourself out of it by saying, I'm not ready yet. I need one more certification. I need one more little tweak to my website. I need one more whatever to feel good enough so that people will take me seriously. And this is where I really, really realized how powerful EFT tapping is, because you can take a belief like it's not safe to be seen, it's not safe to be heard, or a lot of people have the fear, for example, that they're not going to be taken seriously, they're going to be made fun of. This is a very, very common one. Or, people won't like it if I speak up. So anyway, with EFT tapping, when you're working with a practitioner, you can really get to the heart and the root of where these fears and anxieties come from, so that you can release the fear and the emotional charge of that fear or the past experience or memory that is triggering all of this. So if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, please join my workshop next week, because we're going to be talking about where you are in your professional life. Where would you like to be? What's holding you back? And is it maybe you? Is it maybe fears or resistance to starting fresh, to getting outside of your comfort zone, to being judged, to worry about what people think about you? All these things are very, very common, and we're going to be able to work on them. So join my workshop on June 3rd, which is next Tuesday. Check the link in the comment and go ahead and register. It's only €7. It's a no-brainer for 1 hour of no-fluff content, as well as EFT tapping to be able to calm your nervous system, release the fears of getting outside of your comfort zone. See you there.